Hello traders, this is Tom Willis from Opteck, and this is a daily market review for the 28th of August 2013. First of all, we've talked about announcements yesterday. We said that we're expecting to see some sort of liquidity driven from the US dollar because of the things that we can see in Syria and because of an announcement that we had yesterday. That announcement gave strength to the dollar. That was a good announcement. And we saw the indices in the United States falling down. Obviously, as I said yesterday, we're expecting the dollar generally to gain strength because a lot of traders are pulling their investment in the market. Commodities, um, sorry, indices and stocks we're expecting to drop down, and we're expecting the dollar to gain strength in the market because it'll be use there will be larger use of the dollar itself. So what we can say about today's announcement, that we didn't have a lot of red announcements this morning, and again we can see that we had an announcement regarding the German market. We will see the effect that happened on the DAX as an outcome of the announcements over here. Only by the announcements we can see that they delivered bad indication. Let's see what was the expression on the indices on the DAX. Obviously we know that the CAC and the DAX are pretty close to each other, correlated, so we do expect them to deliver the same image. And we can see that we've got an announcement on the pound in an hour and 35 minutes from now, approximately an hour and 40 minutes from now. An announcement from the Bank of England, and after that we've got a pending home sales announcement, two red announcements regarding the pound and regarding the US dollar, and that will definitely start to move the market. We know that the pound was one of the weakest currencies this day and the last several days, although it gained a lot of strength for the previous 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of the strongest currencies and all of a sudden changed its direction. We will see the formation of a corrective pattern or the impulse movement that occurred in front of the pound on other currencies chart, a combination between them. Again, the dollar itself, we have an announcement, another announcement. I said yesterday that I'm expecting the dollar to gain strength in the market. We haven't seen that image yet, but I'm expecting to see that later on because of the issue with Syria and because of announcements. So let's see if we will receive backup on behalf of the pending home sales that we've got over here. So let's go to the chart and see what we're expecting to see. First of all, the Japanese yen currencies is showing us the image of the correlation in the market. From this image, we can say that the New Zealand, the euro, the pound, and the Australian dollar are the four weakest currencies in the market. Among them, the pound is the weakest. After that, we've got the Swiss franc, which is approximately in the middle. And the US dollar and the Canadian dollar are the strongest currencies in the market. We know that the gold is pretty strong in the market at the moment. This is why we're not expecting the gold to collapse yet. In terms of structure, we can see that, again, this is not the chart of the gold, this is the chart of the gold in front of the Japanese yen. Okay, in terms of strength of the Japanese of the gold at the moment, we can see that the gold formed a 5 move higher, and it's forming a corrective pattern in A, B, and C. We're expecting it to climb for the last time for a higher rate, and I think that that will be the end of the uptrend on the gold. That is my aspect. It may change during different announcements that we will see, but definitely that's a good observation in terms of the indication. We've got a stochastic at the bottom, RSI at the top, good indication for an uptrend on the gold. Let's look at the actual chart of the gold. Let's see what's going on over there. So we can see the same formation occurring on the gold. Just 1 second. Josh, good trade for the gold. Call, not right now. Gold and silver, call. if you want a good trade. Yeah, 1 hour. Okay, so we can see that the gold and the silver are forming a great structure of a 1, 2, 3, an A, B, C dropping down. That is the fourth wave, and we've got a potential for an uptrend on the gold, and I'm expecting to see the same image on the silver. Let's see what's going on the silver right now. The same thing. Just in obviously we've got different liquidity, but we've got the same 1, 2, 3, and A, B, C dropping down. That is the fourth wave, and we're expecting it to climb up for the next 1 hour. That will be a great trade for a call option. So again, I'm expecting it to conclude the entire structure. Talking about the formation, we had a good, you know what, it looks better on the silver. I've talked yesterday about the diagonal that we can see over here. It came to be the diagonal that describes the fourth wave of the entire uptrend movement. So we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, that is the diagonal, and a break and a continuance of an uptrend is the fifth. That should conclude the entire uptrend movement. Looking at the larger structure, we can say that, again, according to an Elliott wave analysis perspective, we had a downtrend in an impulse movement. We had an A, a B, and a C climbing up. We're expecting to see the C concluding an entire 5-wave sequence, and that's the sequence that we can see on the hourly chart and the 15-minute scale, that we're expecting it to conclude this entire uptrend movement. And again, I'm not really participating in a trade for a downtrend yet. I'm waiting for the market to break a larger period trend line so that I'll be able to join that movement. I'm talking about a trend line. Just 1 second, let me scroll back. Okay. No, I need to have a larger period over here. Okay, so we've got a very specific trend line for the entire C movement, the entire C wave. It should bounce on this trend line and cross that once the market will decide to change the direction. Now again, let's go over that again. Why do we place trend lines? Because we know that a lot of traders are placing the same trend lines, and they are waiting for the market to break the trend line so that they'll be able to join this market. This is the logic behind trend lines. Once the market will break the trend line, then we will have a good potential for a downtrend, specifically in the binary option market. Let's proceed to the on-demand instruments. Okay, we've got a good potential on the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand. What I'll do over here, I'll go to look for an approval for support on behalf of the Japanese we saw. Let's look at who's stronger, the New Zealand or the Australian dollar. In this case, it looks like the Australian dollar should gain strength in front of the New Zealand. Stochastic is dropping down to the exhaustion level. The RSI is not approving that we should participate in this trade, but let's just measure the strength and weakness indication. According to strength and weakness, I said that the gold will climb up. It's doing it very nicely. The Canadian now pound, New Zealand and Australian dollar. New Zealand and Australian dollar are approximately the same rate. I'm not expecting them to express large movement and safe movement as I need. So I would definitely avoid that trade. I'm not trading the Australian dollar versus the New Zealand. Euro versus the Australian dollar as well is showing good perspective for a call option. Once we'll cross this trend line, it will be a great trade. Let's look at that. That's not a good situation. Not a good situation as well. We had a good trade over here. An exhaustion level, a trend line breaking, a put option. A great trade for the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. But we know that we're not expecting the trades to win with a large and strong movement today, because we said that the liquidity is pretty low. We're expecting the amount of liquidity to gain strength, to get higher, as we will, as the market will reveal different announcements that we're expecting to see at an hour and an hour and a half from now and at 3 o'clock. That's not a good choice, not a good choice. The condition at the moment is not forming a proper trading session. Again, we set the gold for an uptrend, still continuing higher. That's a good choice. And we do have a euro pound potential. Now that's a very logical trade because we saw that the pound is one of the weakest currencies. Let's go to 5-minute chart to look at this corrective pattern. Let's see what we've got over there. Okay, so we've got, actually we've got a 5 move dropping down. It's not the safest position to participate in. If I've got an A, B, and C dropping down, that's perfect because I know that my expect is to continue higher. But if I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then my expectation is to have a small corrective pattern and a continuance of a downtrend. That is what I can measure over here, a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. That's not a corrective pattern, that's an impulse pattern that might be a part of an entire corrective pattern. So at the moment, I would stay away from the euro pound. It's not clear enough for me. Again, we've got an announcement that may deliver an additional confidence for the structure, and then we'll be able to join these potential trades. Silver. Again, we've talked about that the gold and the silver for a call option still going higher. Let's look at all the dollars currencies. I'm looking for a specific scenario. No, at the moment I've got no confidence regarding a different trade than the dollar and the gold and the silver. We had a great trade over here, the Turkish currency in front of the US dollar. Look at that. Stochastic at the bottom showing the exhaustion level, a trend line, and RSI way above the 50 area. A good trade. Any kind of exhaustion level is indicating a potential to join the uptrend. We had several good trades all along this uptrend movement. Okay, that concludes the session. Again, I wish you all the best with your trades, but remember that because of the different issues that we've got right now, we're expecting the market to wait until the announcements will be delivered. At the moment, beside the gold and silver, we don't have any potential trade, but we will have a large amount of trades later on this day because of the amount of liquidity. Just by closing the session, I want to say that we've got a trading live trading webinars tomorrow and at Friday. You're all welcome to talk to your brokers so that you'll be able to join to these sessions. I wish you all the best. Have a nice day and bye-bye.